Well, hi there and welcome. I am Trixie Overcashier, and I'm super excited about doing some of these workshops that we've got here coming up. I've got just a little bit of information about myself on the screen, and you can kind of see a little bit about my background. I have always had a passion for healthy living, healthy lifestyles, nutrition, including psychology. I think a lot of my education that I've received is through the way that the mind works and our brain works. And I'm just fascinated by a lot of these things. So, my mission really in my life is to help other people be their personal best. And I have found through my own struggles or through my own challenges in my life that many times when I share my experiences, that it also helps me. And so the topic that I've chosen is menopause. That's including the time before and the time after. So I am super excited about what I have to share with you tonight because I think this is not really talked about, or at least I haven't heard it talked about. And you can Google just about anything online, but this is just an area where I think that we need to help each other out a little bit and maybe prepare the women who are younger and up and coming, and the women who are older can share their wisdom. So I did a lot of interviewing of women to kind of help me through this process with the information that I have to share with you today. So I have been certified in several different areas, and I do specialize in certain areas. I put just a few of them on the screen here. I am a grief recovery specialist. I think that's probably one of my biggest passions right now, is helping people through grief and loss in their life. I have years of helping people in their relationship, and also as a business owner in the wellness industry now for, well, in that business over 22 years. I have a passion for helping people with their physical and their mental health as well. So some of this is coming from that experience. I was a weight loss coach for quite a while. That actually brought me to writing my very first book, which is a book that is a journal that helps you through the process of losing weight. I don't really do that anymore as far as that particular book goes, but I still have the passion of helping people through that process. I just use a lot of different tools now. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started with what I've compiled here for you. I am totally open to you reaching out to me personally if you want to reach out on Facebook, or if you want to go to TrixieInsideOut.com and send me a message there, that would be fine too. I love to hear from people and hear what your experience is, or if there's a topic that maybe you would like to discuss. I do a lot of these workshops live as well. So that is kind of fun, which I did do a live one on this particular topic, and I got a lot of feedback from that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I basically have 11 points I'm going to bring you through in entering this new chapter in life. We are all uniquely different. So I want you to keep that in mind when I give some either advice or just some experience, or it's coming from different people who have experience this part of their life differently. So just because I say something doesn't mean that it's in stone. I mean, you can always find something on the internet to counteract, whatever you believe. So you have to find what is good for you. So in the perimenopause and the menopause time in our life, we have to learn our own selves. And this time in our life is really by design. God designed us to change like this in our hormonal system, later in life like this. My philosophy is finding natural solutions versus medication or hormone altering solutions. My goal is to thrive and not just survive. I believe that knowledge is power only when it is applied. So you can have all the information in your head as you want, really about anything, but if you don't apply it, it's pretty much useless. So I want to start out by encouraging you to journal. I believe that we can learn so much about ourselves when we write it down. I did this with my weight loss program. I do it with grief recovery. Writing things down really allows you to be self-aware. You can see the patterns in your life. You can see all kinds of things that will be revealed to you just through journaling. So again, I have 11 points to go through here with you in a very short period of time. So I'm going to be talking pretty quickly. You can take screenshots, you can take notes, you can go back and re-listen to different parts of this recording, whatever you would like to do. So number one, determine what's going on for you. So I recommend that you go into your health professional, whoever that is, and get some blood tests done. You know, check your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels, your blood pressure, your hormone levels. Also, you might want to check into your thyroid, your iron levels, and B12. Those are things that are energy regulators in your body. So it's good to know, write that down. I had mine tested last year. I'm going in next week to get them tested again for this year, just so that I can see some differences. And then you can allow for some adjustments if you've seen your numbers change. So these things that you see on the screen here, these are some of, not all, but some of the things that have been expressed to me by other women, and also through my research online, that happen during this menopausal time. Your thoughts changing. And when I say that, I mean like quickly. Like you can think one thing and within seconds you change your mind and you think another thing. Or this could also be to, you know, these random thoughts. All of a sudden your brain starts, you know, going down a road of just random thinking. Mood swings, including anxiety, depression, anger, moments of rage, crying, sadness, irritability, you know, all of those kinds of things are easily going to make some changes for you. Hot flashes, we'll be talking about that. Weight gain, and weight gain that's harder to take off in your life than ever before. If you've ever been on a yo-yo type system, you'll definitely know what I mean, because if you've lost weight and then gained it and then lost it and gained it, it's just more difficult in this time because your body has changed so profoundly. And we'll talk about that. A lazy feeling, or a feeling of fatigue, disrupted sleep. That was a huge one. Outbursts, just emotional outbursts out of nowhere, almost like, oh my gosh, did I just say that? You know, becoming aware of what you're saying and the effect that you're having on other people. And ladies, your tone of voice. I'm speaking to myself even when I say this. Also, the dryness in your body, in your eyes, in your mouth, the dryness in your skin, even vaginal dryness. So we're going to talk about all of that. Another one that was brought to my attention was joint pain. So we've got some suggestions for that as well. All right, number 2 is eating regular meals throughout the day rather than snacking or grazing. Now, this one may be for you or not for you. You know, again, take what works for you and leave what doesn't. But when I read this goes against everything that I was teaching in my weight loss program. I was into intermittent fasting, which means only eating between certain hours, like an 8-hour window. That's when you eat and then you let your body rest the rest of the time, or eating throughout the day. But this made sense to me when I understood this concept. Every time you eat something, your body goes through a cycle of producing insulin to help manage your blood sugar levels. Well, as we get older, sometimes the pancreas struggles to properly match the insulin release with incoming glucose from the meals. This means that you will overproduce your insulin, and it could even possibly have insulin resistance. So that's a challenge with low blood sugar levels. So that can lead to increased hunger or cravings for sweet or high carb foods. So eating the 3 balanced meals a day could keep that cycle from getting out of whack. I still believe in like an 8-hour window. So, you know, eat your food within that 8 hours, and then let your body rest throughout the rest of the day. I think that's just one of the most helpful tips that I've gotten in my lifetime as far as food goes and weight gain. Number 3 is eat lower carbs. Now, you really should know the difference between good carbs and bad carbs. I've got a little diagram here worth looking into. Whole carbohydrates are rich in fiber. They're the starchy vegetables, your beans, lentils, peas, whole grains, your fruits and veggies, and yes, also pastas. Now, again, some of that might not be for you for whatever your specific needs are, but this is just talking about the difference between carbohydrates. You've got your refined carbohydrates. Those are the bad guys. They actually mess with your brain like drugs do. So I think we think for some reason that sugar is our friend. We say, oh, we're going to give ourselves a treat. And we talk nice about it. Well, I've got a little diagram there that shows you that sugar is the devil. That's just, kind of, I laugh, but it's really true. It's evil to your body. And so if you can start embracing that's really not good. It's really not a treat. It's not something fun to have. Program your brain that it's not your friend. Many, many years ago, I had programmed my brain that I was allergic to cheesecake, and I had never even tried it. And all these years went by, and then suddenly somebody said, hey, Trixie, do you want some cheesecake? And I was like, I think I'm allergic. Wait, am I allergic? My brain told me that I was allergic. Well, I think it was just because it was so high in fat and sugar that I made myself believe that a long time ago. So it's interesting when when your brain believes something, it's true for you. But with a lower carbohydrate diet, it really helps with that blood sugar leveling out and your hormonal regulation, which is what we're looking for here. We're looking for that balance. So you can aim for about 30 grams of carbs per meal with 15 grams per snack. That's a great general rule. And if you're active, you might want to adjust that a little bit. I'm not into measuring my food as much as I used to, but this is something definitely to be aware of and avoid certain foods if it actually hurts your body, right? So number 4 is making a sleep priority. This is probably one of my top my top topics right now because it's so big for me in my life. I think I have finally found like a way to sleep well. This took me a long while to get to, and I'll just start from the top. Practicing good sleep hygiene by keeping a cool bedroom at night. If you are having hot flashes at night, most likely they're waking you up. And when they wake you up, you get through them, but then sometimes people are having a hard time falling back to sleep. So what happens with that is you're not actually getting into the restful sleep that you need. And even if you've been in bed for 8 hours, you get up and you don't feel rested. So sleep is absolutely huge. It's also huge for recovery of your body and your cells. So really, we need to prioritize our sleep better. I've got some suggestions here. You can see those in green. I have a really cool pillowcase that helps you to stay cool at night if you are receiving hot flashes. So I'll give you that information in a little bit. Also, try going to bed at the same time every night. Your body loves a routine or a system. And I do have a suggestion with melatonin to help you to induce your sleep better, because many times as we age, our melatonin levels dip. And so it's a natural occurring thing in your body and it regulates your sleep. But if you don't have it, it's just a lot tougher to get to sleep. So we'll talk about that when we get to the nutrition piece. Keeping your screens and your smartphones out of your bedroom. So that might be unrealistic. Obviously, people like to have their phones near them at night or whatever, which is fine. It's more about the stimulation that you get by looking at your phone. So put your phone in a place and tell yourself, I'm not going to be looking at my phone in the night. When I go to bed, I'm going to bed. When you make that okay, if you wake up and you grab your phone, you are interrupting your sleep pattern. So just don't make it an option. And then make sure that you're not watching any type of TV or, scrolling your Facebook or whatever it is that you're doing right before bed, because then your brain is, stimulated for that kind of activity and it takes a while to relax. If you want, There are things on YouTube that are like 15-minute meditations. There's some that are 9 hours of listening type meditation tones and vibrations and or music. Those would be fine. And then just have that playing in the background. Totally, totally fine. I also find I have a diffuser with essential oils in my room. It helps to keep the water moist in the air because my eyes would just get really, really dried out at night. So that helped a lot. And then I would use a couple of different oils for relaxation. And we'll talk about that as well in just a little bit. But identify what interrupts your sleep. I also noticed that the dog was interrupting my sleep. I do sleep alone. I don't have somebody else in my bed, which right now, honestly, I'm kind of grateful for because I'm a little bit of a wild sleeper right now. But I was having my little doggie sleeping in my bed with me, and every time she woke up and moved, or if I moved and kind of hit her in my sleep, and then she would get up and walk around, it just kept disrupting and disrupting and disrupting. So I ended up putting her into the bathroom with a little bed in there, and I closed the doors. She's used to her routine now. I've just done that in the last couple of weeks here, and it has helped me sleep so much better. Also limit your alcohol intake or your caffeine beverages like after noon or at least 2 o'clock-ish. I guess it depends on what time you go to bed. But when you have that later in the day, it does, affect your system. Even though people say, oh, caffeine doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. Even though you may not notice it, it's definitely affecting your system because that's the way that it is designed to work. So if you struggle with things like acid reflux or GERD, also make sure that you eat your last meal no later than 3 hours before bedtime. Heartburn is not fun to have when you're trying to go to sleep. And actually, I think that's a sign for some root cause different issues. And I would love to talk to you more about gut health when it comes to those types of things. I'm really passionate about the gut health. And there are some enzymes that you can take with your meals to just kind of help your food digest properly so that you don't have those issues. I'll include that in the nutrition session as well. So next up is exercising regularly. And this is such a huge topic in our grief recovery programs because of the way people are functioning. When you're grieving, you don't feel like exercising. Well, it's the same thing here. When your hormones are messy and they're all over the place and fluctuating, many, many times you feel lethargic or you feel tired or you feel down. You don't feel like exercising. But if it's in your routine and it's just part of what you do, then you just do it. It is so good for your hormone balance. It gets your endorphins in your brain firing. And there's so many chemical things that happen in your brain when you start exercising. I cannot recommend this enough. Then on the flip side, it helps take care of your body as far as dealing with the calories and your metabolism slowing down and all of those kinds of things. So I really want to encourage you. This doesn't mean that you have to go and, be a bodybuilder and a weightlifter or anything of that, but picking up weights, you can see the picture I used here. Picking up the weights and doing some strength training or resistance training. I think flexibility or stretching is really, really important. And then of course, some cardiovascular exercise is great too. So I put some times on here. If you do 3 times a week, you need to do about 50 minutes. But look, if you do 5 times a week, it's about 30 minutes. Or if you do all 7 days a week, you could do 20 minutes and make that work just fine. Your recovery time may have slowed down with all your hormones changing. So just be aware of that if you're choosing harder workouts. It's harder for you to spring back than it was when we were back in our 20s and 30s. So I just put a little suggestion here, 3 days a week, working out with weights or having some real good workouts of resistance. 2 days yoga or stretching. This could be something so simple. You can just sit on your floor, stretch out, just make sure that your body's moving and stretching. And then 1 or 2 days of walking, or I call it wogging because I walk and jog at the same time, or running if you find joy in doing that too. But later I'll also suggest just getting out in nature, and hiking is so good for your mental health as well. Now, elevated stress from working out too hard can lead to high cortisol response. Also, stress, if you're worried or anxious or upset, your cortisol response is high. What that happens in your body then is your body hangs on to your fat storage. And that adds to the fat accumulating. So I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to chill and you to figure out a cool space. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So a great tip, if you're not already doing strength training now, it would be a great time for you to figure that out and find something, maybe just some hand weights or some weights of some sort to be doing some kind of weight training, because as we grow older, we do have a little bit of loss of muscle mass every year that we age. So why not keep that just by doing some strength training? I added some of these pictures in here because I thought that they were just motivating. On the far right, if you saw that woman, on a beach or in the grocery store where she was fully dressed, you would probably think this is the type of woman who will tell you, oh yeah, I can't lose weight. I've tried all my life. It's just not for me. This is just the way my body's built. You could come up with all of the reasons in the world. But I will tell you what, when you choose to eat clean and exercise and take care of your body, everybody's body is designed to be healthy. So no excuses. I remember people used to say, oh, I've had children. Well, I've seen people have children and then do a bodybuilding contest. So, that is not an excuse. I'm big boned. Okay, whatever. You can still have a healthy weight or an ideal weight. So, you can see, I thought that was pretty inspiring that woman was able to do what she did. I want to say she was like 72 years old or something like that. So to me, I thought that was inspiring. And then you can see just some normal gals that you probably see on a regular basis in the middle, working out with weights, and another one is stretching. And I just looked up online and found some strength training exercises for women over 50, simple things you can easily do at home. There's a ton of videos on Instagram or on YouTube that you can do for free in your home if you can just get yourself motivated to actually do it. Number 6, this recommendation is to have lots of fruits and vegetables. And it took me so long in my life to really get this and understand it, because I always said, yeah, I'm not much of a fruits and vegetables person. Not so much. Oh my gosh, I have allowed myself in the last year and a half to fall in love with fruits and vegetables. And I owe that to my son. You can see him pictured on the phone there on the right. That's my son, Cody. He's vegan and he is an amazing chef, all self-taught. And he has brought himself and his wife, who is a nurse up in Minnesota, they have brought their bodies to their full potential. They look amazing. They are the epitome of health. And they've done it all through, a little bit of exercise and eating really clean. So I have a little time with him every Friday now. My daughter is starting to join us too. On, as you can see, that was a picture from my phone. He is teaching me to cook and use my Instapot and use my new air fryer and whatnot, just to embrace all these vegetables and all the things that you can do. I think one of my favorite things so far is making soup. I never really thought to make my own soup, and you just put all kinds of stuff in there and then you end up blending it, and it is so healthy and it lasts me for like 3 or 4 days. So just what a great idea. Now, you're going to track your daily fruit and vegetable intake, or track your eating patterns so you can actually see how you're doing. Do it for a little while. I tell people to do things for 30 to 90 days, especially if you're tracking anything, just to really learn your own patterns. You're going to want to make sure that you have oats in your diet, or a fiber drink daily. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite product in the world is for that particular drink. Now, if you do eat chocolate, I'm going to encourage you to change from milk chocolate over to dark chocolate. Your body processes that better. Cutting back on dairy is literally one of the best decisions I made in this past year. And it has cut my inflammation in my body so much. I just can't believe it. Now, I was such a cheese lover, but now I've discovered vegan cheese. And so whenever I want to make a pizza or something that has cheese, I'm not depriving myself of literally one of my favorite things to eat. So where there's a will, there's a way, you guys. And if you want your body to feel better, you are actually in control, because you can control so many things just through your nutrition. So with a high fiber intake, along with a moderate and fat protein intake, it will decrease any sweet cravings that you may have. Also, you can actually come up with some really great ideas for those sweet cravings. You know, fruits have a natural occurring sugar in them, and you can come up with a lot of really neat dessert ideas with actual natural products like, you know, our fruits. The high intake of phytoestrogens in Asian countries such as Japan is thought to be the reason why they don't have hot flashes. Well, I'm going to show you on the next page a bunch of phytoestrogen foods that you can eat. It kind of tricks your body to stay in balance. Again, that's the whole goal here. You want to be careful how you're cooking those, or if they're processed. So when I flip to the next page, just make sure that you also look into that, because you don't want to lower the actual nutritional value just by the way that you're either cooking it or the way that you're purchasing it. So first of all, a phytoestrogen is the chemical makeup is similar to the structure of that of estrogen. So it'll mimic the hormonal actions. And as you may or may not know, when you go through menopause, your estrogen levels go down. That's why, you know, we want to make sure that we are doing things that are bringing those levels to what they at least kind of even keel naturally. So flax seeds, soybeans, and soybeans could be in things like tofu or tempeh or edamame, dried fruits like dates, prunes, dried apricots, sesame seeds, garlic, peaches. This is also a phytoestrogen. Berries, strawberries, cranberries, raspberries, wheat bran. I mentioned the tofu. Also vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. And then the tempeh is an excellent source of protein, prebiotics, vitamins, minerals, but it's also your isoflavonoids. So that's important for that soy piece of things. Now, I'm going to warn you here. I've talked to some women who say, "Oh, Trixie, I can't have soy. It's a higher risk for breast cancer." Be careful about the information that you are gathering out there, especially when it comes to nutrition. Because for every article that I can find that an egg is good, I can find that an article that an egg is bad. So you really need to be careful about what you are believing. I personally do not believe that soy is bad. All those studies were done on animals. There's not enough studies done on humans, and there's so many studies done that show the benefits of soy that I can't get behind that. So that's just my personal take on it. You decide what's good for you. Number 7, find some simple ways to actually reduce your calorie intake, especially if you've gained some weight. Now, unfortunately, with the pandemic, we are dealing with people who were less active, more eating, higher depression or anxiety. So eating more, eating foods that aren't good for you. And we have this, you know, countrywide or maybe even worldwide weight gain. And not everybody, but I mean, there's some people who are dealing with that. And I'll tell you, if you are a woman that is either in menopause or going into menopause and you've gained that weight, we've got a little bit more working against us, because it's not as easy to take that off for most of us. So do some simple things like reducing maybe 200 calories a day would be enough to at least stop the gaining. You could reduce your calories up to probably like 500 calories from what you're compared to what you're doing right now safely to take some of that weight off. Also increasing your workout, that's pretty obvious. You know, you've got more calories going out than coming in is what's going to take care of you. But here are some other tips from my bag of tricks. Smaller portions and slower eating. So just actually allowing the food, this is my weakness because I'm a really fast eater. I eat really fast, I drink really fast. And so I've really had to get cognizant about that piece of it and just say, slow down, enjoy, let your body digest it. And when I have done that, I realize how I kept eating past the time that I was really full. I love my kids have coined this term, listen to your body. Listen to your body. Does your body like this food? How do you feel after you eat this food? Are you really hungry or are you just bored? Are you, this or that? Listen to your body. Listen to your body. So that is what I do now. It's fun to hear my little grandbabies run around and say, I'm listening to my body. It's a wonderful thing to live by. So having fun with your fruits and veggies, we talked about that. Drink a glass of water or a fiber drink before you actually eat. Fiber drink will kind of expand in your stomach and fill it. Put half of the meal in a to-go box when you're eating out and save it for later. Have a dessert 1 or 2 times per week rather than daily. And as I mentioned earlier, experiment with healthier choices. My favorite fruit is a banana. I love kiwi too, and pineapple, but I love bananas. And I'll have a banana a day. And what I do is I will put other ingredients in it. I'll put like a handful of oats in it. I'll put a scoop of my powdered peanut butter flavoring in it. Sometimes I'll put some vegan protein in it. And then I just smash it all up, kind of whip it. It's like a pudding. And I eat it once in a while. I'll put some little flakes of some dark chocolate in there if that's my dessert. And when I eat, I'm like, this is so good. And I've really trained my taste buds to love that kind of sugar, which is a fructose sugar versus the refined sugars. So don't tell yourself, oh, well, I'm just going to treat myself with that little candy every day. You're not treating yourself, you're hurting yourself. So if you started looking at it like that and choosing some healthier choices, I think you would feel a lot better about yourself. Drink water with electrolytes or unsweetened tea. Make sure you limit your coffee habit to just maybe either several times a week rather than daily. No sugary drinks. Please consider cutting way back or even cutting out your carbonated drinks. And here's why. Carbonated drinks are not good for your bones. And so right now your bones are already in a little bit of peril as far as losing some of the calcium in it. So I hope that you are supplementing in that area. Men far more than women deal with, or excuse me, women far more than men deal with this. So I really focus on women making sure that they're having a good calcium supplement as well. Now your mindset is not depriving. Oh, I can't have that. Or, oh, saying things out loud and programming your brain like you're depriving yourself is not the way to win. Do it in a loving way. Oh my gosh, I get to have this wonderful treat of this. And then it's my banana, mixture or whatever. But your mindset needs to be that you're doing this because you love yourself, not depriving yourself. All right, number 8, I've got a list here of some vitamin, minerals, and herbal supplements that specifically help towards menopause. Now, a lot of these on this list, I believe you should have for your life in general. I think you should have a real high quality multivitamin to fill all your nutritional gaps that you may be missing. We talked about calcium. Not all calcium is created equal. So to have a good calcium supplement. Vitamin D3, I cannot say enough about that just for your immune system alone. Definitely a probiotic. That is like not negotiable. That is something that should be definitely on your list, no matter what stage you are in your life, even children. That's part of that gut health thing that I was telling you about. Omegas, oh, those are so awesome for your brain health and for your bone, for your joints, for your, as an anti-inflammatory. There's so many good qualities of omegas. But the other ones that you see listed here are really structured herbs more for particularly menopause. Now, some herbal supplements might have some interaction with some medications or medical conditions. So please be sure that you check if you're taking anything else, or if you're taking any meds or anything like that, that you check that that herb is safe for you to be taking. So I want to plant this seed in your brain of taking care of yourself and investing in yourself, in your physical health. You know, let's say you're in your 50s right now. Okay. If you're in your 40s, great. You're getting even a better kickstart. But if you're in your 50s now, and it's not too late if you're in your 60s or your 70s, but I'm just saying, if you're in your 50s right now, you want to say, all right, I want this body to last. I'm looking at, you know, up to another 50 years would be great, but I don't want to live that long if I'm not healthy. Your health is everything, you guys, and we take it for granted many, many times. So you're worth the investment. Look at my little mechanical wheel over there. See how big gut health is? That's like the center of everything. You've got to take care of your gut health for your immune system to work, for your overall health to be working. That is the main part. So that's your fiber drink. That would be your probiotic. If you have an imbalance, then add some enzymes. I would have some other suggestions there, and I've got some suggestions I can, you know, send you, or definitely Google, of what you can do for better gut health. But those are some really key things for that. And then your immune system, and then your overall health. So on the left is what I do. Now, I am part of a online wellness club that I have shopped from for over 22 years. So you are going to see some suggestions from that club. I also do a little bit of shopping on Amazon. Be really careful about buying any supplements whatsoever if you're not getting it right from the actual health food store. So I won't buy it from a third party or an unknown Joe on Amazon, because you don't know what's happened to that product, and the efficacy of that product is probably bad. But there are some nutritional stores that are now using Amazon to sell their products just because of their delivery system. So I will mention a couple of those. And just note that as we kind of go along. But my fiber daily costs me $20 a month. I never miss. It's my favorite thing to take for my body. I have literally talked to women who do not eliminate their bowels, you know, for, let's see, the last one that I was really working with said that she goes, she has a BM probably once or twice a week. Now, you do realize you should be having it twice a day. And if you're not, those toxins are recirculating in your body. So that's what it's really about, is stripping the sludge that builds up in your intestines over time. So fiber is so, so key to keeping your gut healthy. And I just haven't found any other product on the market that compares to this one. So I'll show you that when we get to the nutritional part, but that cost me $20 a month. My core supplements, I recommend, I show up in the upper right-hand corner. There's 6 supplements in that pack, and that costs $70 or $72. I take just a little bit more than that because I have some bone and joint issues that I'm tackling and some other things. So mine is up a little bit closer more to $100. But you kind of have to look at what your specific needs are. So you have your core products that you're going to want to take. And then if you have anything bone and joint, heart health, metabolism, if you are having problems with your sleep, I've got some suggestions there. Now, again, have interviewed many women who've taken the route of the HRT, the hormonal replacement therapy, and a minimum they were spending was $130 a month. So I heard even up to $240 a month just to take their hormones. And again, at some point, you know, they're going to have to take those for the rest of their life. And it's really not helping their overall health. It's just balancing their hormones. So why not do that in a natural way? So here are some suggestions I've got here. If you could look on the far right side of the screen, that's the gut health pack that I was talking about. It's a fiber drink, a probiotic, and then the good zymes are those enzymes that you would take with your food. So those 3 in a package are $60 for a month. So it's $2 a day. Otherwise, as I mentioned, if you just did the FiberWise drink, that's $20 a month. Here's some other suggestions for D3 supplements. I just looked up on Amazon. I looked at the Sundown company. That seems to be a very popular company that's selling their products on Amazon. And their comparable product to the shopping club was $11 versus $7.49. So I just know that you'll save quite a bit of money if you choose the shopping club. Another thing that I take is a biotin. Now this is for your hair, skin, and nails, because again, at later in life like this, you may find that your hair is breaking off or your nails are, not strong or whatever. So for the hair, skin, and nails, I buy it 2 months at a time for $45. Absolutely well worth it. I've tried other biotin products years ago that I was wasting my money. I just didn't feel like, helped me at all. So I put the supplement facts for this product on here because you can see all the other different proprietary blends of ingredients that this company has put into their product. Pomegranate, asparagus, just some really quality extracts. So those are some things that you can take a look at. Now, these are the Estroval. You can see there on the left side on the bottom. That is something that I have been taking for the last year. I absolutely love it. I had a couple of gals say that they were taking something from Amazon that's called Balanced Femme. And I looked at the price of that. It was $35.87 right through the Rejuvica Health. They have some really quality, kind of the same type stuff, except for they didn't have the soy, which I thought was missing in that product. But you could easily mix these two. That wouldn't be a problem. So if you didn't get the results that you wanted from the Estroval, you could definitely up it and add on the other product. But yeah, it just kind of goes to show you now that Balanced Femme, you take 2 dropperfuls. I believe it's, I want to say it's a teaspoon, and just put it in water and then drink it. The other one is capsules. The Estroval is capsules. You can see the price difference there. It's $20 for a month's supply from the shopping club, or you can do almost $36 from Amazon. I did put on the right-hand side a picture of those supplements I was talking about, the core supplements. In there is an omega. You've got the probiotic already in there. You have one for inflammation. You have the multivitamin in there. This is just a really good pack of products. I believe that was $72 from the shopping club as well. Now let's talk about sleep a little bit. This would be a nutritional supplement for sleep. I researched this again from the Sundown. 5 milligrams of melatonin ended up being $10.71 on Amazon. At the shopping club, $10.50. But you got the 5 milligrams of melatonin, but you also got a proprietary botanical blend of 3 other things that will help promote calmness and relaxation. So that's personally what I take. I started taking it probably 2 weeks ago, and I noticed a difference right away. So this is something that you take every single night. It is not like a normal sleep aid where it's a drug. You're not going to wake up foggy and groggy. What you're going to do is 40% of the melatonin in the Rest Easy releases in the first hour as you fall asleep faster. The remaining 60% gradually releases over the next several hours so that you stay asleep longer. Again, I noticed a difference immediately. So melatonin is already a hormone that your body creates. It already does. It helps you to sleep and to wake up. So normally your body makes enough of it. But, I think as we age, that changes. So I recommend this product actually to both men and women. Now, I put a little side note over on the side, and you may, as you're reading, hear about serotonin. That's a key hormone in your brain that stabilizes your mood, your feelings of well-being, your happiness. This one will impact your whole body. It really enables your brain cells and your other nervous system to communicate to each other. So serotonin also helps with sleeping, eating, and digestion. And you can take a look at what that is too. I just wanted to make that as a suggestion if you don't find relief with some of the other ingredients. All right, we're going to move on to number 9. This is enjoying your life and learning to breathe. So I came across meditation just a couple of years ago and actually learning how to do it. I learned all through YouTube. So I just kept watching, certain videos and I kept practicing at my house. I like guided meditation. I don't like to try to, do it myself, but the learning to breathe properly is golden. It's really great for anxiety. It's great to change the way that you may be feeling in any certain moment. All you have to do is bring your mind back to breathing. And oh my gosh, this is just life changing. So if you've not learned to meditate or learning about the breathing, I suggest that you go to YouTube, look that up, and learn some from some of the leaders on those platforms. I also do use essential oils and I recommend essential oils. Lang Lang is one. Bergamot is my personal favorite for anxiety or for being calm. Lavender is another one highly used, like in the diffuser at night for rest and relaxation. On the far right, you can see they're kind of in roller balls. You can get them. You can put them on the back of your neck. You can put them, on your body so that, you can relieve yourself of that stress. There's another one that's called Peace that I absolutely love. So rediscover yourself, allow yourself to be different. Okay, you are changing and just embrace the change. Be open to what is new. I also encourage you to find support from other women who are at this stage and prayer. If you don't have a prayer life, maybe this is your time to increase and strengthen your faith. And lastly, on this particular topic, laugh and then laugh some more. I mean, some of the things that have happened to me in this stage of my life are absolutely hysterical. Well, they're not hysterical when they're happening, but when you think about them later, they do make me laugh. And just sometimes sharing that with other girlfriends who are going through it, and then being able to make fun of each other is also another hoot. So my mom has always said, in times of trouble or in times of chaos or disarray, or even in my times of grief, she has said, this too shall pass. And it's a famous saying. I'm sure you've heard it over and over, but how many times do you bring that to your forefront of your mind and saying, this is not going to last? So this unfortunate, thing that's happening in my life right now, this is going to pass and you're going to make it through just fine. Number 10 is to create some ways to feel good and your self-care. So I love to take baths with Epsom salt. It detoxifies your body. Plan on taking about 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes if you can, and just soak. So I posted the Epsom salt that I buy. I buy them in 5-packs or so. I just get mine on Amazon. Watch Amazon carefully though. I will tell you, I've noticed, because you can go back and look at something that you've ordered 2 years ago and now you're ordering it again. I cannot believe the price increases on Amazon. So I have gone to different places and found them cheaper. But Amazon is totally taking advantage of their huge takeover of this country. And they're charging way more than what they ever did for a lot of their products. So just beware when you are buying on Amazon. So I make sure I know what a good price for my products is. I do a lot of research and price comparisons. I listen or read the reviews and make sure it's something that I want to get. And then the Epsom salts is what I buy. So anyway, take your bath. I also add peppermint or eucalyptus into the bath. I probably put like 10 drops of each. I'm not it's not an official science. And I take my bath and I'll tell you what, it is so soothing and so wonderful. And the best time to really do it is at night, because it will really relax your body and help for your sleep too. But it does detoxify your body and keep you healthy. So I try to take a bath at least 2 times a week, maybe more if I can. I put hair extensions on here because I have worn hair extensions for probably the last 8 years. I've just used the little clip-ins. I absolutely love how it feels. Now I have longer hair. So I don't really do it for the length, but I do it because my hair is fine and it's thin. And I just like how I feel. So in talking to some of my girlfriends, they're like, oh my gosh, Trixie, I was dealing with hair breakage and, this and that. Of course, now I've got them on the hair, skin, and nails supplement with the biotin, but still, it's a wonderful feeling. So it's a treat. It's something I know some girls go in and get their nails done or they get their lashes done or something like that. It's just a treat for yourself. So consider that. Again, the clip-ins are super easy. I've got Sally's Beauty shop on there because that's where I would get mine. I think it was $100. Maybe you can watch for a sale, but they have the real hair ones there, and you can even put them in and go to your salon and they can trim them so that it fits whatever hairstyle that you have. So just kind of a fun change, or maybe a special occasion that you can wear those out. You have full permission to wear those, girls, and to do them. You don't have to be a movie star to do it, but I think it's just a cool piece. Take a trip or have some girl time. That's so good for you. Read a good book. I try to read 2 books a month. And if I'm short for time or whatever, I get an audiobook. Easily you can listen to that in the tub, but you should be filling your brain with wonderful pieces and goodness, self-improvement and personal growth and just stretch yourself. So I love to read. Also, I put on here satin pillowcase. A satin pillowcase is really good if you're a side sleeper at night, even a back sleeper. It's for your face and the wrinkles on your face, but it's also really good for hair breakage or if you tend to get frizzy hair. I also put that sleep cap on there. That's something that I got recently. So I've just been either braiding my hair or putting my hair in a bun and putting that little sleep cap on. I think it was $15. It's satin on the inside and like a bamboo on the outside. So it's really soft. But that's been wonderful. I don't, I sleep alone. So I don't have to worry about looking all weird when I go to bed. Who cares? So my dog looks at me a little funny, but that's all good. But that will protect your hair. And then the same thing with the satin pillowcase. It'll protect hair. If you're having hair breakage, try it for yourself and see if that gets better. I've got a great suggestion for a lotion for your skin that is from the shopping club. It's my favorite lotion. I'll use it every time I get out of the bath or the shower, but it's also great. And this is a tough topic. A lot of people don't talk about the vaginal dryness that comes many a times because your body is drying out. I want to just address that for a moment since I'm being super transparent here. I talked with a woman who said, Trixie, when this first happened to my body, she's married, and she said she was so dry there that her husband was taking it personally, and they started to argue about it. And instead of a beautiful, intimate time that they would normally have, it would turn into an argument or a fight. And she's like, I don't understand. He's taking it personally. Because usually that's a sign that you are turned on from your spouse, that you get moist or that you get wet there, and it wasn't happening. And she says it actually, sex became painful. And so when finally she had the talk with her husband, so think about that. If you are married and sexually active and maybe that's a conversation that you need to have and let them know it's not you. It's me, and my body is changing. And here are some things that we can do for that. So she's actually the one who told me that she uses the Renew lotion for that particular situation as well. Some of the jellies and lubricants that are on the market are irritating. And she says she had tried a bunch of them. And when she used the Renew lotion, that was her resolve. So there you go. There's a new little product tip for you on that particular product. So also getting your nails done. I mentioned that. Get a new pair of shoes. I am so surprised that once in a while, a new pair of tennis shoes, a new pair of, walking shoes or sandals. I try to get myself a new pair of shoes like once a quarter. Zappos. I absolutely love Zappos because you can look at it online and, pick something that you like, have them ship it to you. And if you don't like it, you ship it back for free. So, that's kind of my store of choice online. going for hiking or walks in nature. It's so good for you to go out and get grounded. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Take your shoes off and go outside and put your feet just on the ground and breathe and appreciate the nature, appreciate the air around you. I think it's just, it really connects spiritually. It helps us, clear and gives us clarity. The facial hair tool. Okay, here I go again. I'm going to totally give you permission to take whatever hair off your body that you want to. So for years, I never shaved the top of my legs because I was never taught to, and I didn't think you were supposed to. So I only shaved up to my knee. And finally, it was brought to my attention one day. It was like, you're so hairy on the top of your thighs. Why don't you shave that? And I was like, oh, wow, I never thought of that. Like, can I? It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Of course you can. Same thing with your arms. If you have hairy arms, you can shave them. Just take the razor and shave them. People are so afraid. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get all prickly and I'm going to have male hair stubble. No, you're not. It's okay. You can go ahead and take that hair off. And when you're in out on the boat or in your swimsuit a lot or whatever, I don't know. Personally, I just like to take that hair off. So I take the hair off my arms. I don't shave them a lot, but I shave them enough where, so it's somewhat smooth for me. But you can do that to your face too. I don't know, with this hormonal change, I've gotten like a fuzzier face. And so I found this cool little tool. I actually saw it on a video that was a beauty tip. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to try it. And you take that and you just kind of, it's like an exfoliator. Think of yourself as exfoliating your skin. I do it along my chin line. I do it over my lip. I mean, I know people go in and get waxed. I'm a little frugal, so I don't want to pay somebody to do that. I can do it myself with this little tool, and I don't have to do it a lot. It's not like my hair grows a ton on my face, but I do like to feel it smooth. So I also do it between my eyebrows and above my eyes. It just makes me feel good. So go ahead and do that if you want to. On the far right, I have a wonderful pillowcase that's actually designed to make you cooler. It's called the Luxier. I just got this on Amazon. I just got the regular size, and I put my normal pillow into it. By the way, I have a My Pillow, and I support his company hugely. I think he's an amazing man and business owner from Minnesota. So anyway, I support that. And this pillowcase, when I actually use the two pillows on the side of my body, I lay on my satin pillowcase and I keep these on the side so that if I wake up and I'm real hot at night, I just pull it behind my back or I hug it in the front. And what it does is it cools. It's like holding on to something that just suddenly got really cool. It's awesome. I love my pillowcase for that reason. And then lastly, do some kind of a craft, paint, draw. I got a little thing that has colored pencils that you can color in little things. It's great for a brain break. It's great for your creativity. You can see all the picture of the little pots on the bottom. That was a girls group that I was part of last year. And that was one of our projects that we did. It was very fun. We did many, but this was just one of them. So it was fun to share that with some other gals. So that's kind of some tips there to create some ways to feel good. And lastly, focus on your total health. I don't want to leave this part out, but studies show that chemicals in your everyday personal products and household cleaners not only cause a breakdown in your healthy cells, but they mess up your hormones. Hello. In this day and age, going green is not just something that you talk about. And there's a lot of companies out there that claim that their products don't have harmful chemicals in it, and yet they do. Every single company that started out being a green company as a manufacturer has been bought out by a bigger retailer like Procter & Gamble, a bigger manufacturer, like Procter & Gamble, Lever Brothers, Johnson & Johnson's, Colgate, Palmolive. Those companies are the big monsters that are going and buying out all those other companies. And so again, this is just another great reason to connect with an online shopping club. They are a manufacturer and they only create products for your overall wellness, and you can trust them. So I wanted to make sure that that I didn't neglect that. So lastly, ladies, I hope if you got nothing out of today that you picked up a few tips, right? But that you are going to be more self-aware and that you'll consider journaling this process and this time of your life. Doing daily exercise, getting proper sleep, hydrating, eat clean, supplementing, come to a place where you can manage some healthy weight and manage your stress, detoxifying your home and body, and meditate and breathing properly. So, happiness, I believe, is an inside job. Hey, I'm Trixie Overcashier, and I'm helping you be well from the inside out. So, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.